In one of our previous videos, we talked about what adds value and what doesn't add value. Talked about waste versus things customers are willing to pay for. Common reaction from many people is that, well, yeah, there are a lot of things that the customer isn't willing to pay for. Things like how we schedule, things like our quality inspection, things like our accounting expenses. That, yeah, they don't add value for the customer, but they're necessary. Well, the term necessary really is an interesting one. And I think that there are a couple of fundamental points to understand. One, yes, they are. You do need some degree of management. But it's important to recognize that expense that you incur is largely a matter of choice. Something called black box accounting gets added a little bit, where it basically says outside of the product, outside of the factory, your management made a decision whether you're going to schedule with a big ERP system or whether you're going to schedule with just a simple Kanban. You made decisions about whether you're going to spend a little more money in the product development and process development part of the business to assure quality and build it in, or whether you're going to inspect quality later on. You've made decisions about what kind of management and cost accounting you're going to do. Those are all management decisions that could be made a number of different ways. Simply because that decision was made at some time in the past, resulting in some cost structure today, might mean that it's necessary in the moment. But it's only necessary until you go back and revisit that decision and make it unnecessary. Those costs are all choices. Another important point to understand is that with Lean we talk about respect for people, and we don't want to get rid of people, and the same is true with all of the people performing those management functions. We're not talking about eliminating the quality inspectors or eliminating the schedulers. What we're really talking about doing is transitioning your quality system, for example, so that fewer and fewer things need to be inspected. And so you're able to produce more and more without having to add any more quality inspectors. If today 100% of your production has to be inspected, in a couple of years, maybe only half of it can. So you can do twice as much volume with the same number of inspectors. And you can double your volume again without adding inspectors. It's how to get more and more production across this non-value adding cost base. In the end, it was pointed out to me once that Lean really understands the difference, or forces you to understand the difference in knowing when you should throw dollars and when you should pick up pennies. And that's really the philosophy of a lot of Lean leaders. If it's creating value for customers, we want to throw money and effort and expense at it and do more and more of it. If it's in that non-value adding category, we want to pick up every penny. We want to look for every opportunity to reduce that. Lean is a journey. Lean is a transition. We're not talking about doing anything radical next week, but we are talking about understanding those costs that you think are necessary that don't create value for customers, and figuring out a little bit at a time how you can make them less necessary. Thank you for listening. If you would like to learn more, or if we can be of any help, you can visit us at www.bill-waddell.com. Follow me on Twitter at MFG Waddell, or you can find us on Facebook.